Welcome to the project section. Now that we are beginning our development of the login page that we discussed in the first part of this course, so let's get started and go ahead and open your Visual Studio. Once you have opened your Visual Studio, go to Files, New, Website, and be sure to select Visual C# first, ASP.NET empty website, and here I'll give it a name of login with MySQL. Login with MySQL ASP. Yep, I'll give it that name. And then we are presented with this screen. Now go ahead and right click and add a master page. Now, as I have told earlier, master page is used when you want to add the layout to your website, when you want to do something universally for all your web pages. So we'll do something like that. We'll add the layout to our web page. Go ahead and add new item. Once you've added that, search for master page. It must be somewhere in between. Here you go. So there's a master page. I won't change its name right now, so let it be the same. Add that. And before we write some code into it, let me tell you this thing. Whatever you write in master page, and if you have some other pages like login.aspx, anything like that, what happens is your login.aspx page will be executed first, and then whatever styling this page, master page, will have will be executed at last. So just keep that in mind, and let's start writing code. So in the head section, just remove this thing from here because we don't want anything there, and then import some libraries like jQuery dot something from jQuery, and then Bootstrap. We will get those references in our web page. So just write jQuery hosted library. Once you write that, Google should give you, here you go. So Google has given you the hosted library for jQuery. We can go to jQuery section from here and then get the script from there. Once you have it, just paste it over here. We'll go back and get the Bootstrap. For Bootstrap, I generally write Bootstrap CDN, and it is provided from Max CDN, so we'll get it from there. And complete CSS, and we want this part, so copy and paste. Now they have added several extra things. We don't really want that. We just want to do this portion, and then this tag. Well, we also need the JavaScript, so we'll go ahead and copy that. And again, we don't need this much, this integrity thing. And there you go. That's all we need. Once you have all of this, we will start writing code. So first thing we need in our web page is the header section. But before header, we want our web pages to be mobile friendly. And how we do that? Just after the body section, div class and a Bootstrap thing, which is called container. I'll go with fluid. Once you have done that, get this tag from here and place it at the last, maybe after form. And when you press Ctrl K D simultaneously, it would auto format all your code. Also, you see that we don't have line numbers. Let's go ahead and add line numbers. That makes it good for us to see what line number we are on. So I went to tools, then options, and then I'll search for text editor. Once you're in text editor, expand it and go to C#, go to general, and then line numbers. Well, there is line number. We'll go with word wrap then. What word wrap does is it won't go so far than the visible screen. It will just bring it to next line. And the only reason why it's not showing the line numbers is that it shows in C#. So we have done for C#. I might have confused you. My English is not so good. I might have confused you. I'm sorry for that. Now we are here. Let's go ahead and add header tag. And inside header, give it a heading. I will give it a heading of my first website with MySQL. I'll give the title that. You may give the same or go with some other title. And after that, I'll create the navigation bar. So I'll say user UL class nav tabs, and let's give it a class of general navigation bar. General navigation bar. Once you've done that, let's add some menu to it. So li a, and rather than doing that, let's go and do this li, and inside li, give it an ID of signup link. So we have list of sign up link type, and then give it a styling of something like this. I have some style already in my mind, so I'll give it that style. Margin right to be 20px, and then float to be right. That's all we need. Did we write it correct? No, we didn't. We missed the R from there. Now we have it all right. So now we'll give it something inside a href as. We'll create a sign up page, so give it a sign up.aspx, and then I'll say it signup sign up. Once it is done, just copy whole code and paste it down, and here, rather than sign up, I'll give it a login link, and everything should be the same, except this page should point to something else this time, which is login page, and this should say login. Let's see how our page looks so far. So we have login page, sign up page, and like this in our design mode. But we have a lot to add, so let's not stop right now. UL class. Let's give it the same thing like we did earlier. Nav tabs, and give it users hub nav bar. So we are creating this navigation bar for we should do it. So we are creating this navigation bar for when the user has successfully logged into their page. So we'll show them different navigation bars. So it is for that thing. Once we have that, we'll write style. We'll give it some style of display to be none. By default, this should be none. And once we have that, we'll say li and same thing like previous. Let's say style. Well, why don't we just copy it? And then we'll go here and paste it. And this time we'll give it something like this: a href, and we'll send them to login.aspx when they click on logout button. So we have logout button. Now let's see how it looks. It looks the same right now because we have set its display to be none. So here we have its display to be none. Now we have that much. Why don't we go ahead and write next line? Div class row. All of what I'm writing comes from Bootstrap and CSS, HTML, and all of these stuff, and it will really take a lot of time if I start going and explain you everything. It depends on what kind of design you want for your web page. Now we can do div class call sm1, so small size, and then I'll go ahead and copy that, paste it 2 times. As you know, in Bootstrap we have one row divided into 12 columns. So first, if I give 1, so this must be 10 then. So we have it there now. And I'll take this from here, cut it, and paste it on top. And I will get rid of all of this thing from there. So we have the section thing now, and let's go ahead and design the footer. In footer, it's good to have a copyright thing. I'll go copyright owned by Prem Kumar. He can give yours detail. I'll say created by Prem Kumar. Isn't it good to have your name on web page in the footer section? It is. Now let's see how it looks. It doesn't look good at all. It just sticks to the top portion. Well, we have a lot to do with that thing. We can definitely adjust to that portion with the JavaScript. So we'll create a script tag here, and inside it we'll see what's the height of our page. So variable height is equal to window.inner height, or document element.client height. We're writing or here because for different browsers it behaves differently, so we just want to make sure that we get the height, client height. So we have the height now. Now what we want is we want the footer to go totally down. So we want our footer to go straight here on the web page. And how to do that? Well, go to your second column and then add a few lines like this. Style margin to be 20 px top, then auto 20 px down, and auto. Once you have done that, we have some margin and margin over for the second column. And let's give it a class. So main content column. Once we have that, what we're gonna do here, if we'll say top down, so 40 if 40 plus. I will use some jQuery main content column and then height plus header dot height plus footer dot height is less than edge, which we just figured out. What we should do, just to do some adjustments, and if that's not true, it will just stick to the portion where it should be. So we'll just make it like this. So main content, be sure to write the right class name, don't make some spelling mistake. If you make so, it will not show up the changes. H minus header dot height minus footer dot height minus, we want to go with 40. And now let's try how this looks. Well, it stays there, but there you see there is a little bit difference over there, right? Now if you add some content in our website, it will look better, but we don't have any web page over there right now. So why don't we go ahead and add some detailing to header and footer section. So in your head tag, inside your head tag, write a style, which is again called the internal CSS. We'll go ahead and write header comma footer. We want to do the same thing for both. Width to be 100%. Background color to be, we'll go ahead and give it something, why don't we just give it this 700034. That's my favorite color. There you go, maroon. And then we'll write color white for the font color to be white, and then text align. Center, padding 5px, and clear both. So head and footer clear both. Now, did we add button log out? Well, yes. Okay, so we got our styling, so let's see how it looks. And I also corrected brown over here, which was there, that didn't show something. Now we have our website looking something real now. But I also have copied some code which I wrote for this website, and I will paste it over here. I will give you a little bit time to write this code, and I'll explain you in a little bit. So pause the video for a little while and write the code over here. I hope you've written it. What it does is, we want our master page to detect if the user is logged in. So if the user is logged in, this session is basically created in ASPX page, which we'll right now. So once that we want to know if that session is empty. If that session is empty, then make the login link display to be blocked. Else, User's nav bar will be blocked and everything else will be none. So login will be none because the user will be already have logged in. We have used some jQuery over there, and what this function does is it detects what's the URL. So URL location.pathname.substring. It takes the back portion of a website web URL. So if the page is login.aspx, then make the login link invisible, and if it's sign up, then make the sign up to be invisible. And that's all this code does. Now I'll see you in next lecture when we will be writing code for login.aspx.